Hi guys, today we're going to be learning about the regions of the body. The regions of the body are very, very important when you are studying in the medical field because, you don't want to be working on the wrong part of someone and then something goes wrong and then you're going to get in trouble. So first we're going to start off with the head. Your head is called your cephalic region. Okay, your cephalic region is your head. The first thing we're going to learn about in the head is going to be the frontal. This is your frontal, your forehead, the front of your head. That's your forehead. You always think of that. That was very easy for me to remember. Orbitals are your eyeballs, because the planets, they go into orbit and they're circular just like your eyeballs. Nasal is going to be your nose. You have your oral, which is your mouth, which is going to be really easy because, like oral toothpaste or oral gel, it's all, goes in your mouth. Next is going to be the mental, which is a little bit difficult for some people. That's going to be your chin. Everybody thinks of mental as like, oh, your head, like that's the first thing everybody's mind goes to, but it's actually mental. Is going to be your chin. We can just, now we're going to do the back of the head. It's still your cephalic region, it's still your head, it's just the back of your head. Sorry. Make sure we're focused. Okay. Your ears are going to be your otic, optic, otic. Orbital, otic. Occipital is the back of your head. So it's always your occipital bone is in the back of your head. Everything like occipital, this is your occipital region, the back of your head. Okay, and now we're going to move down to your neck. Your neck is called your cervical. So that's what your neck is called. The back of your neck is also called your cervical. Your thoracic region is going to be your like upper chest, like right here. First we have the sternal, which is this middle bone right here. It's going to be right there. Then you have your axillary, which is, I think of axillary as like, axe, like the deodorant axe. You could like put it under your armpits. So like that's like the armpit-ish region. Mammary. Remember like a mammogram is scanning of the breast, so mammary. And then we will go to upper limbs. I'll do the back side of the body after I do the front side. This is your acromial, which is going to be your shoulder, the like top of your shoulder. Then we're going to come down and it's going to be your brachial. Brachial is this part of your arm, so it's going to be this upper part of your arm. And then you have your antecubital, which is the front side of your elbow. You have your antebrachial, which is your forearm. So that's going to be right here. Then you're going to have your carpal, which is your wrist. If you can remember like carpal tunnel, that's like, in your wrist. Then we're going to do the hands. The pollex, this is how I remember it. Your thumb points up towards the North Pole. Okay, and then we haven't gotten this yet, but your toe is called your hallux, and that points down. So, you know, pollex, hallux. Pollex points up, hallux points down. Okay, so then you're gonna have your palmar region, which is your palm, your digitals, which is your fingers, and then your metacarpal, which is like this right here, like the back of your hand. Then we'll go into the abdominal region. The abdominal region, you have your umbilical, which is your belly button. And there's also, this is split into 9 different sections, but you'll learn that a different time. And then we have the pelvic region, the inguinal, which is, in other words, the groin. And then you have your pubics or genitals. Let's move down to the lower limbs. We're gonna do the front of the lower limbs. So the coxal is your hip. Then we have the femoral, which is your femur, which is going to be your upper thigh. Or it's going to be your whole thigh, basically. And your femur bone, this is where your femur bone is located, so it's called the femoral. And then you have your patellar region, which is your kneecap. And then next you have, we can do the back side of the leg as well. The popliteal is going to be the back side of your knee. Then you have the sural, which is your shin area. And then you have your fibular, which is the outside of your leg, of your lower leg, I'm sorry. And then you have the sural, which is your the back of your calf, or your calf. Then we're going to go into the foot. So you're going to have tarsals, which is your ankle, or tarsal region, which is your ankle. Calcaneal, which is your heel. You're going to have metatarsals, which is like the long bones in your foot. And then you're going to have plantar, which is the bottom of your foot, the one that, you know, plants on the ground. That's always what I think of, is like when your foot plants on the ground. The hallux region, which is your big toe. And then you have your digitals, which are your toes, your little toes. Then we're going to go back up here and we'll do the back. So the shoulder is called the scapular region. The back is called the dorsal region. Vertebral, is going to be your spinal cord, and then, or, you know, where your spinal cord would be, or where your spine would be. Then we have the lumbar region, which is the lower part of your back. You have the sacral, which is the little point that comes down. Here is your gluteal. That is your cheek. And then you have your perineal. That is between the anus and external genitalia. And yeah, that is all for the body regions. They're pretty easy to learn. You just gotta use your own way of kind of thinking, or own way of remembering things, you know, little sayings, little things to remember all of that. But yeah, that is the body regions.